Howdy ladies and gentlemen. So the first thing I would like to ask you is that if you end up finding this video helpful or informative, then hit that red subscribe button and share this video with your friends. Secondly, how about joining my Discord server and help it grow into an awesome community to be a part of. Now before we get into how to run the quest, let's look at the basic setup and a few tips and tricks to help you out. So you will basically have two setups for this, with just a couple gear swaps, one for the puzzle section and another for the ads and bosses. Firstly, for the puzzle parts, you will want to be using the top solar tree subclass for the heat risers grenades and Icarus Dash ability. I would also recommend having 100 discipline to help get your grenade back faster, but it is definitely not needed. Secondly, you will want any kind of sword to enable you to fully maximize your momentum for the Icarus Dash ability. You can use the fallen guillotine sword, as this is a useful weapon for the boss room. And lastly, you will need the Starfire Protocol exotic chest piece for double fusion grenades, so make sure to swap over to fusion grenades if you have not got them selected. Now for the room clearing sections, I would highly recommend using the tractor cannon with a solar shotgun and a sniper, and I will explain why later. But you could replace the sniper with a pulse or hand cannon if you are struggling to get the mods for the sniper build. Also, for these rooms you will want to swap off from the solar subclass and choose the bottom tree void subclass to enable you to get the devour perk. The devour perk is going to be a crucial part of this build that will help keep you alive and get you faster runs. Also, I changed some armor and swapped out the Starfire Protocol for the transversive steps to give instant reload while sprinting around, which you will be doing almost all of the time. And for the boss room, I would recommend swapping out the tractor cannon for either the falling guillotine sword or the anarchy exotic grenade launcher, and also have a arc shotgun for the centurions. I like to take the sword as it allows me to swap to the exotic grenade launcher with a horde as well. Now, for the mods, you can use any in the initial puzzle sections, but I would recommend discipline and mobility to help make your runs faster. But for the ad clearing rooms, you will want to run specific mods to ensure you don't have a really hard time with ammo, especially if you do decide to take the sniper. So you will want an arc helmet to enable you to double stack the shotgun finder mod, since the tractor cannon also classes as a shotgun. I also prefer to take an arc chest piece to double stack shotgun reserves mods on, or one shotgun and one sword mod on to give me even more ammo for all my weapons. On your boots, you will want them to be arc so that you can stack both a sword scavenger mod and a shotgun scavenger mod as well. This will mean that you should rarely run out of ammo even if you didn't load in with max reserves. And lastly, I would recommend using taken mods as well to help deal more damage or take reduced damage, or even help with ammo management with a taken armaments mod. But you could also decide to choose a mod set from the seasonal builds, and I would recommend either using a good Seraph build and the Seraph solar shotgun, or a Lucent Blade build if using a sword to DPS the bosses. So now, with all that out of the way, it's time to get into how to quickly clear the Whisper exotic quest in normal and heroic, as the methods and routes are the exact same, and obtain the still S tier exotic weapon for boss killing, the Whisper of the Worm. So you will want to load up the map directory and select the planet Io. Afterwards, you should see a special node on the map you can launch, which is the Whisper quest. This is where you will choose the difficulty between normal and heroic. So let the quest load up, and the first thing you want to do is run forward and jump onto this rock. Do a 180-degree turn and jump glide upwards and try to land on one of these rocks jutting out of the wall. I always prefer this same rock. From here you want to jump and glide over to the opening in the wall just to the right. Climb up and you should see a blight which you will want to destroy. Using your sword's heavy attack you can destroy the blight in one go. After the blight is destroyed you will want to fall down into the hole. You can either use your guard to slam into the floor and survive, or you can use your jump to cancel out your falling momentum to prevent death. Then just keep heading forward and use your Icarus dashes to jump this gap and easily jump the next one. Then crawl under this wall, but don't drop down, and watch out as a piece of the wall likes to stick out and try to kill you, and then you will be at the first skip. For this skip you will want to use the sword cancel Icarus dash exploit and land on this particular ledge shown on screen. Once on this ledge, you will be at the second skip for the jumping puzzles. For this, you will again want to use the Icarus dash exploit with sword cancelling, but then consume your first grenade and proc heat rising to glide. You will want to repeat the sword cancel dashing as soon as possible to keep up the momentum to reach the ledge shown in the video. Note, you can consume 2 grenades to ensure you make this ledge, but you may not have one to consume for the next skip unless you have the 100 discipline. After you have made it to that ledge, you will want to make your way over here and either go the normal route if you do not have a grenade to consume, otherwise you will want to jump over these ledges and at the end perform another sword cancel dash and consume your grenade and follow the path shown on screen for the third skip. From here it gets a lot easier, but there are a couple things you could do to speed things up, but I'll just touch on them when we get to them. So when you get to this ledge, you will want to get to the other side of this room where the door keeps opening and closing. You can use some Icarus dashing here to make things faster, but just be careful not to overshoot the ledges. When you get to this door, you could use the sword guarding ability and stand in the right place to have it launch you into the room, but it is a lot safer to just jump over the gap and dash to the upper right hand ledge, which I would recommend that you would do. Run across this ledge jumping over the gaps and head to the last hole in the wall and jump in and down the hole. While you are falling down this hole, you can swap your subclass to a Devour Warlock and your equipment too. Run into the big green room, and as soon as you enter and fall off the little ledge, do a 180-degree turn and crouch and head into the left hand corner that is not lit up. This is actually a small space you can crawl into to skip this big room. So fall down, and next you will want to follow the route shown on screen and just keep running into the wall at an angle to prevent yourself from falling, and then jump off this thing that has always reminded me of a diving board, heading toward the bit of light you can see from coming down low on the wall in front of you. Fall down and squeeze into this gap and avoid falling down this hole to your death. Turn the corner and hug the left wall, and then you can turn right and jump over into this corner and get ready for the 3 rooms of ads you need to clear to get to the boss room. So follow the route on screen and hope that you have a grenade ready to consume for Devour and at least 1 or 2 shots in your tractor cannon. Enter the first room and run over to the left and underneath where a yellow bar captain spawns. The idea for this room is to clear all the enemies as fast as possible using the tractor cannon, a solar shotgun and a sniper, all while keeping Devour procced, and this is the strategy that all the speedrunners use. You can afford a couple deaths per room and should have enough time to spawn the bosses and kill them before your timer runs out. So proceed to clear the room in whichever fashion you find the fastest, and once done a blight will spawn that you can destroy to unblock the way to the next room. This room just has a couple of captains and vandals and should not be too difficult to deal with unless the captains decide to teleport a lot and be annoying, and again destroy the blight blocking the way. This next room is probably the worst ads room, where you will probably lose most of your time before the boss room. Again, you will want to proc devour and go around with your solar shotgun and tractor cannon dealing with all the enemies. I personally prefer to start with the 2 yellow bar knights up on the left hand ledges, as they are really annoying with their fire attack constantly going off as you're running around. Clear this room again in whichever way you find the fastest. Take note that you don't have to kill all the shadow thrall, because they will despawn when you kill the taken wizards, and destroy another blight blocking the path. Here you only need to kill the 3 hobgoblins that spawn in front of you and the 2 yellow bar phalanxes that spawn in behind you to spawn the final doorlock blight. The scions in this room could be ignored or killed if you need some more ammo. Once you have killed the phalanxes and hobgoblins, then you will want to do one final weapon swap to grab out your fallen guillotine sword or anarchy grenade launcher and an arc shotgun for the couple of centurions you will need to deal with. And I like to grab out the wither horde for extra DPS with my sword, and it helps clear some ads if I get into a really bad situation. So deal with the 3 groups of ads that spawn in and get ready for the boss. The first boss will spawn inside the blight at the back of the room, and it is possible to kill him before he can run out of the blight, meaning you won't have to worry about ads shooting you too much. Using a combination of your healing rifts, activating and proccing devour, and using either your sword or anarchy, you should be able to deal with all 3 bosses before the timer runs out, even with multiple deaths. So I hope you have all found this video helpful or informative. If you haven't already, then how about hitting that subscribe button and help me help you more. If you want to show extra support or want to give your opinion on the video, then you can always give me a thumbs up or down, and or even leave me a comment down below. You can also catch me streaming over on Twitch, and I'll leave the link in the description down below. Want to get all this information in one place? Then how about joining my Discord server and help make it an awesome place to be. So thank you all for your viewership, and as always, keep safe, keep well, and I'll catch you laters.